Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
All right, welcome. All right, I'm fucked up.
No.
I don't know why I do that all the time.
What happened?
Guys.
I leave the sponsor's logo. I screwed up. All right, so welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, but night for Benjamin here because he's all the way in fucking Denmark. So
Yeah, what a trooper, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
It's late over here.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
You guys know when we go on way earlier than normal, you guys know it's an overseas band, and y'all love the overseas band. So we got Benjamin here from Urban Primate, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I've listened to quite a few of their songs today, all throughout the day, and just go to their Facebook and YouTube page and hit the follow button and watch, because trust me, they're fucking amazing.
Thank you.
You guys are gonna love it.
No problem. So on that, we're going to go ahead and start. So do you want to pick a number or do you want to roll?
Let's roll a dice.
Oh, shit.
We're
All
gonna
right.
roll.
Nice.
Roll away we go. We're going to go with, 66.
Mm.
It
Right.
just needs another 6, then we were good.
All right, here we go. Make your own horror character. So if you know anything about horror movies or anything like that, what kind of horror character would you make if you were going to make one?
Oh, Jesus. That was...
That's a good one,
wasn't
right?
prepared for
Would be
that.
like-
What
I
kind
think I
of
would
horror
want, like, a
character
ninja
I would
guy.
make?
Yeah.
Oh, I would make a really sick one.
Oh, yeah? Big? Big guy?
You go on monster, you go on slasher.
No. I'm going psychotic slasher.
Like Jason?
Numb, no emotion, no sense of empathy.
Okay.
Really,
like a
realistic. I guess more realistic kind of a horror character.
I'm thinking like somebody like God. What was the character's name in fucking American Psycho?
Patrick Bateman.
Yes.
Yeah, something like, but maybe a more not as a charming kind of character, but a more
Like a straight face, like you just don't even know. You don't know if
Yeah.
he's mad or sad or
and
what.
there's
It's
no
just
there's no kind of redeeming quality or anything. There's no. Yeah, I guess that's the kind of person I'm most scared of, actually, in some way.
oh
Okay.
yeah. I
Okay.
mean, think about it. If people didn't have all those emotions, it would be freaking crazy.
Exactly.
Well, what's crazy is there's actually people out there in the world that are like that. Like
Yeah. And they're
that's
engaged.
the bad thing. It's like, you
And I
know,
guess that's if I think of horror characters, that's what scares me the most. It's not monsters or
Yeah.
imaginative characters. It's the real sick people that we actually have in the world.
It makes
They're the
sense.
scariest fuckers
They
that
are.
I can think of.
yeah, and it's insane. And everybody that's in like into metal music thinks that like we're all fucked up. And it's
Right?
like, it's like,
Yeah,
what are we really? Because like I know plenty of metal bands that their lyrics are actually like 100% positive, and there's like
Yeah.
nothing negative in there. But just because there's screaming, that makes it negative. And I'm
yeah,
like,
but I think a lot of people, especially for me, it's metal music is very therapeutic.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Um, I think most people would say I'm a pretty nice, down to earth, mellow kind of person
Yeah.
in real life. But
right,
I think a lot of it comes from I play some music where I get my aggression out of my system. I
right.
get to
Yeah.
put my negative thoughts on paper and I get to scream them into a microphone, and I guess it makes
Yeah.
me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, there is such a thing as they call like scream therapy. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing, but like I was actually reading an article a couple of weeks ago to where it actually like I can't remember who did. I think it was Berkeley or one of the big Ivy League colleges over here in the States. And they were saying how like they actually did all the studies and all that, and they said actually people who listen to metal music are more positive and generally happier than anyone else who listens to any other type of music.
Yeah, but it makes to me it makes sense. Also, if you listen to a lot of the topics of maybe not that much old school metal, which were a lot about the devil and
Yeah.
you have anti-religion bands and stuff like that, but a lot of the subject matters are very internal struggles, depression, all kinds of things that we deal with that makes it hard to be human and to be human together and how to deal with it. Or yeah,
Right. I agree.
Exactly.
A lot of that stuff, like I tell people all the time, they're like, well, this band is satanic and this band does this. I'm like, you do realize that most of that's for shock value and they're not
yeah,
actually satanic.
It's called a show for a reason.
of course,
Like it's they're putting on a show or building out a story. It's like the band Ghost. I love
Yeah.
Ghost. What Ghost is one of my favorite bands.
but
And
that's all. It's an act. It's a
theatrics.
theater.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's theatrics. It's theater. It's like a movie
Or to a
that's
play or a movie. Yeah.
the story that's been turned into music, and there's a whole storyline to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
Of course,
really?
you have some people in the metal community that believe in more occult matters and satanic subjects. But I think it's a very, very small community. I think largely the heavy metal community is all about the struggles of being a human and being, yeah, what we live through and hard times, and we put that into music.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. All
And it
right.
just happened to have an aggressive output.
Exactly. All right. So you want to roll or do you want to pick?
Let's roll again.
All right.
Roll again.
I like rolling
Going
around.
good with 35. 35 is going to be, were you school or self-taught when it came to music?
I'm primarily self-taught.
Okay.
I started when I was, I don't know, 10.
Yeah.
I learned my first chord on a guitar. And I think the first song I learned was, what's it called? There is a house in New Orleans.
Oh, heck.
House of the Rising Sun.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's
was
a
the
good.
first song that I learned on guitar, and then from there on I started listening. Uh, we didn't have YouTube and stuff like that when I was growing up, so
Yeah.
I learned by playing by ear. And my biggest influence when I was 13, 14 was Metallica, of course.
Yeah.
So I think the first song I learned by ear was Sanitarium from the Master of Puppets album.
Okay.
And then I just formed a band with some of my friends when we were 14. And I've never been interested in the theoretical part of playing music.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always been an expression for me and creating, and so I just learned by being in a basement with my friends and playing guitar and singing and sounding like crap, but doing it, and then
Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
yeah,
Right.
and then getting better and learning more, and yeah, I've had some. Then I went to some schools where I had maybe 6 months of guitar training or something like that, but primarily it's been just sweating it out in a basement rehearsal and stuff like that.
Trying to figure it out. A lot of people do that though. I definitely in the music world, a lot of people are just it's either going to be they went to a lot of school or they're like completely self-taught. And I think it's a good mixture because you get all kinds of different aspects and different,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I would wish I had been more, what do we call it, consistent with rehearsing technical stuff. That would make
Yeah.
it probably some things easier, but
But you
it
wouldn't
never
be you.
interested me. It interested me in expressing something, and
Yeah.
you didn't need to be great at the craft to express an emotion. So it's gotten better over the years, but if I had rehearsed 4 to 6 hours a day, it would probably have gone faster, but
Hey,
it's okay.
life's life, right? There's the reality of life. People got to work, people got to live, and it's either you're going
Yeah.
to do it or not.
Well, I gotta ask. I gotta throw a bonus question out there. So, what was like the first band that you were ever like subjected to and like turned you towards like heavy metal?
Oh, Metallica, definitely. My uncle made me a mixtape when I was
Oh, the mixtape.
12, 11, around there, where it was a lot of, he listened to rock and metal.
Yeah.
And he got me this tape, and there was a lot of Kiss and Wasp and Motley Crue, but there were two songs that just stood out to me when my mind was just opened, where I was like, "What is this?" And that was
Yeah.
the Master of Puppets song and Justice for All song from Metallica. That
Right.
opened a whole new world where I thought, this is something I've never heard before and is interesting, and yeah, that started it all.
Gosh, so do you guys have like very many like? I mean, obviously, because I haven't been to Denmark, so I have like all these questions. Because being that you're from Denmark, and it fucking excites me. I get excited because like you don't really in the middle, like here in the States, you don't hear hardly shit about Denmark. Everything's either the UK or Australia. Like that's really the only bands that we get subjected to other than our own that really anybody's playing is they're either, like I said, from the UK or they're from Australia. But you don't hear shit about all these other places that, there's music scenes. They just don't. So it's like, do you guys have like a lot of like local areas for you to play shows or travel and do tours at?
Just, I'll keep talking, but I need to get a charger.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Whoops.
Yeah. Let's see, I have one right over here. The music scene in Denmark is, the rock music scene is not that big. In terms of venues, we have one festival that's a big festival that's dedicated to, see, I'll just do something different here. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
It happens to all of us.
Can I do it like this? I'll hold it a little bit. Okay. We have a festival called Copenhagen.
Okay.
That's in Copenhagen. That's why it's called Copenhagen. And that's the biggest kind of festival we have with metal music. We
Is it
used
all
to
metal?
have,
Is it all metal? I'm sorry.
rock metal. Yeah, we
Okay.
have some smaller venue festivals that are primarily more hardcore metal, but the biggest one is the one festival that's called Copenhagen. That's absolutely the biggest. That gets the biggest names and gets the most exposure in Denmark. In terms of small places to play, there are not many, and not many who you have to book your own shows.
Yeah.
Kind of. You have to pay to book the venues and promote it yourself and stuff like that if you want to get out really. And
there's places like that over here too. That goes on over here just as
yeah,
well.
I know. When I was in the States, I lived in Los Angeles in around 2003,
Oh,
4.
you've lived over here. All
I
right.
lived over there, yeah, for 6 months or something, not long, and I was very shocked that you could play anywhere
Mhm.
if you pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could play the Whiskey
Hey.
if you wanted to, if you pay, or House of
Yeah.
Blues, or where usually at that time, if you wanted to play in Denmark, you had to be booked to play.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a screening process.
Mm-hmm.
And there's ups and downs with both scenarios. But it's pretty hard being a rock and metal musician in Denmark. It's a passion. It's more a passion than a way of life, or making a living.
Honestly, I think it's the same thing all the way across the board. Everything from here to Australia to UK to y'all, it's the same. Now, do we have like more places to play in the States? Probably.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think it's maybe easier to book a small tour in the States.
Yeah.
And that you actually maybe not make money on it, but maybe it's self what do you call it, self
Put
it
your name
serves
out there.
itself. You don't
Oh yeah, you can book your own tours over here, pretty
Yeah.
easily. Like it's not that
There's-
hard.
I
Or
mean,
you money?
what we need in Denmark more for that to happen is places that are specially for rock and metal music and that have a live scene, like bars. Some bars that are, this is a metal bar, they have a live scene. We don't have that really anymore.
I feel like I'm hearing. I feel like I'm hearing a business venture, Mojo.
Oh, we had one. We had one place in Copenhagen that was great, called High Voltage. That was a small club that had a stage, played live shows every weekend, and was a metal disco afterwards.
Yeah.
But it had to close. So it's a shame.
Watch out, Denmark.
I'm wondering, like, is there enough like metal loving fans in Denmark to like keep something like that open and generating?
I don't think so on a larger scale, no.
Yeah.
Because Denmark is also an expensive country. It's expensive rents. It's expensive. Having a place like that, you need a steady revenue.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, that sucks. All right. So you want to pick or you want to roll for the next one?
Let's take number 4.
All right.
Number 4 it is. All right. Travel tips for the road. So, what are some good things that you've kind of figured out when you're going from, any of your gigs or any of your other things that you guys go to, or even practice that, an extra cord or, don't forget some batteries. I don't know, whatever's something you've learned.
Oh, so more technical.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, gaffer tape is a universal tool that you need for anything.
Here we go.
So if everybody have the chords and stuff like that, somebody needs to bring the gaffer tape. Usually it's the drummer, but to put down the chords on the stage, to put up the set list, stuff like that.
All right. Good
Batteries
to know.
also. Batteries are.
There's this beautiful little thing that I found out when I used to do independent like horror films. And there's these guys that carry around. I never knew what it was for the longest time. I mean, I kind of paid attention, but kind of not, because I was always in makeup and doing other shit. They had this little, it kind of looks like a wheel on a stick. It's got a handle. Well, you feed the cord into it, and as soon as you start running it, it's laying tape down over the cord and smashing everything together and putting tape over it.
Oh, that's
Nice.
clever.
I bought that shit.
Of course.
You've been using that shit, and it makes things so much easier and faster.
There's
Heck
nothing
yeah.
worse than just chords lying everywhere and just slipping on them. And
Man, you know how many times I've almost killed myself on a stage because of fucking chords?
yeah,
The first time
it's a pain.
the first time I ever fell off a stage was because of fucking chords, because I was backed up, and luckily we didn't have a gap between the stage and the crowd. Like the crowd was right up against the stage. So I was backing up and I was playing. I wasn't paying attention and hit a big ball of chords, and I went right off backwards. Luckily, it looked like I was crowd surfing, so I played it off. But
they catched you.
So
that was
that
lucky.
crowd would have been there, I would have been seriously hurt, because that would have been like a good 8-foot drop off, and it would have been bad.
Of course, nowadays a lot of things get more cordless, but then you have to remember your batteries. Check your batteries.
Yeah.
There's nothing, and also you also need to get new stuff so that the frequencies you're playing with are up to date and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you, because I know if I'm going, I've got bags among bags of batteries. Lots of batteries. Lots of batteries, lots of strings.
Yeah.
Tons of strings, picks, tons of picks, because I am a pick player. So I know everybody's like, oh my God, you play the bass and you play with a pick? Yeah, fuck off. I do. Leave me alone.
Both things work. It depends on the music.
Exactly. I know where was I going to go with? There was something else I was going to say, throw in there to see if you guys use it. So do you guys go electronically, or do you use like rack systems?
No, we've converted pretty much to Kemper, those kind of could you call it, digital amplifiers or stuff like that.
Right.
We don't really use racks anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we don't either. It's weird, because I still hear bands that are using their big fucking goddamn half stacks and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Because it looks cool.
Right.
Why are you punishing yourself? When you can play.
Well, when you get older, it's harder to let go of things you knew, and that was the right way to do it and stuff like that. That was just
shit. The minute somebody showed me that I didn't have to play through a half stack anymore, I sold that shit. I ran up fast as I could.
Unless you have you're big enough to have roadies, I would do the same thing.
Right. Yeah, if you had roadies, it'd probably be different.
The more gear that you can drop from carrying around everywhere, the better.
Yeah,
the cheaper too, probably.
Exactly. It is way cheaper, way easier.
I still haven't got adapted to using in-ear for live performance. I haven't gone there yet.
Oh, okay. I've got inner ear, which it took me a while to like get adjusted to inner
Yeah.
ear, but I'm one of those very few. Like some of the people I've played with in the past, they have inner ear, but they also play to a click track. I fucking hate click track. I don't want it. I don't want to hear it. I want to go strictly off the drummer. So I go strictly out because I hate click tracks. Hate it.
What about your drummer? Does he use a click track while he
Yeah.
plays?
Yeah. Yeah. The drummer always uses a click track.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's using a click track. Why the fuck do I have to use a
I
click
don't
track?
want to hear
Like, I
that.
hope you get it right.
I just found him. That way, if he messes up or something, I could slow down or speed up, listening off to him. But if he fucks up and I'm hearing him and the click track, that just
Yeah.
god, that's bad.
That's another thing that I haven't really fully committed to yet. I think the whole everything have to be so perfectly on beats per minute all the time and stuff like that. I know it's something that I have to do because it's the easiest way to work in a studio with
Right.
an engineer, and it's faster. But I would still love if I had unlimited time, unlimited money access. Just rehearse the songs, go in the studio, press play, and play
Yeah,
with
like
each
play it how
other.
you want.
Go up if you go together. Take it down 5 beats per minute if that's the vibe. So it becomes more alive.
I dig
Yeah.
that. I
Well,
dig
yeah.
that.
I miss that. I miss that organic feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I dig that.
But that's an old school kind of thing. Everything is quantized and beat per minute, and everything is straight now. And I think the audience is so used to hearing it now that it would be weird to do it differently.
Right. Right. I hear that, but I like the organic stuff though too. Like if you watch like him talking about it, if you go to like the old days of like back in the say like 60s and 70s and watching old videos about like the Beatles recording at fucking Abbey Road or whatever, and watching Black Sabbath record of what actually exists of their actual watching them record and stuff and hearing accounts of it. It's so much fucking different. But
Yeah.
to me,
You
I
can also, I think that the latest I can,
I
I
don't
mean,
feel
I
like
know there's
right
this,
the wrong way.
yeah, do you know the producer guy on YouTube, Rick Beato?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's a producer, and he goes through all kinds of, he interviews musicians and goes through all kind of technical things with different songs and stuff like that. And he did a show on this at one point where I think it was an Alice in Chains song from the 90s, where you saw the meter go, it went a little up, a little down, and then he took something new and was just like straight all the way through. And
No.
and I think a song doesn't have to, I mean, we've had songs where I feel, this song, if I could have done it without being constricted by what the correct beat per minute is, I would have it drop so much lower. Like if we went from dun, 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 da, dun, 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 then go down, then go a little faster in some part.
Yeah.
That's what the energy wants. But then you would have to cut the song in two halves and take another take with a higher BPM and stuff like that for the engineer to work on it properly, and it just sucks the energy out of the process, I think.
Right.
But
So you're one of those ones that you don't like that process being like mechanical.
no, I don't. The more organic music can be between the people playing it, the better.
So you're one of those ones that you prefer like performing live than being in a recording studio.
I mean, I primarily think of Urban Primate as a live band. That's the strength. It's the five of us and the energy we have together when we play. That is the strength.
I'm a live guy. Like I hate recording. I like writing, and I like writing new music, and I like writing with my people. But when it comes to like actual recording, I despise it. I hate click tracks. I don't like it. I hate it. It drives me nuts. I don't know why my brain just gets fried on click. I mean, I could do it. I just don't like doing it. And
there's some aspects to it that I like, because I feel like it's more of a painting when you do it recording, as you have a canvas and then you put these colors on it and stuff like that, where live it's in the moment, and that's a different kind of feel. But I love seeing the painting unfold as close as I have it to in what's in my head as possible. There's also a satisfaction in that, I think.
Right. I got you. All right. So you want to pick or you want to roll?
Let's roll.
All right.
Roll we go. 25. All right. Let's go with that's fair.
Oh God.
The least this is the least favorite interview question.
All right.
So I'm sure you've been interviewed many times. What is that one question that just, every time it's just like, I'm going to say this again?
I think one of the questions that I dislike the most is, what is Urban Primate about? That question like really annoys me in some way, to having to define your art and put it in some kind of
category.
That's okay. He stumps me on, because I used to always think that the worst question was, where did you come up with your band name? But that's ridiculous.
I hate getting asked what is Urban Primate about, because it's so I feel like no matter what kind of terms I put it in, it doesn't really capture. I mean, just listen to the music. That's what it's about.
Right? It's about music.
I can't really describe. Well, it's atmospheric and it has some hard-hitting riffs, and
nobody could do that. I don't give a shit what band you are.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Music.
It's the same thing as explaining, and you can't really explain an emotion.
Yeah,
you have to feel it. I mean, how do you explain anger? Well, what does it do? How do you explain it? It's a you can't.
He wins
for everybody.
And music is an emotional language. So Urban Primate is an emotion. I can't explain it.
I mean, all music is an emotion.
Exactly.
Which is what makes that fucking question so goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Can we now? That is now the dumbest question I've ever
That's
heard.
the dumbest one now.
I didn't think about that. I'm always like, every band always gets asked, where'd you come up with your band name? Like fucking every goddamn time. And it's dumb as hell. But I never really thought about that question in particular. And he's right. That's probably the fucking dumbest one that you probably asked.
It's an annoying question, because it's impossible to answer in some way, in a fulfilling way.
A band is never really about anything. It's 5 to nowadays 10 plus guys, ladies, whatever, men, guys and gals getting together and creating art.
Yeah.
And everybody
and conveying an emotion. And how do you explain that or put that in some kind of words in 2 seconds or 5 seconds?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, because it's like you have all these different feelings from every person, and different personalities and different playing styles. And when you mesh that all together, it's just a fucking clusterfuck of amazing shit that you can't. There's just no fucking way. It's impossible. It's like the impossible question.
Yeah.
Which
but I've been asked that a lot of times, to describe Describe Urban Primate for me.
It's a music band. We rock
It's a
out.
band that plays music.
Like,
Go
we
listen
rock-
to it, you fuckhead.
Sure. How about you describe yourself to me? All right,
Right?
let's flip this around.
Come on,
Yeah.
people, listen to some these questions. Ah.
Yeah, all right. He's got it. That
Kill
is
me.
that's the dumbest.
If Urban Primate were an animal, what kind of animal would Urban Primate be?
Hey, we do have some random questions like that.
Well,
though,
a primate,
so,
of course. But
yeah.
All right, don't ask that one, Mojo.
No, ours is different. Like ours is a little bit more fun. If I find it, I'll ask what it is. Ours is a little bit different.
No, I know. You're one that fucking. If your band was a scent, what scent would it be? Yeah.
What would your scent be? Well, the reason I do that is because these tour buses fucking stink. And so I know every single time I ask or about all these other things, every single one in their head is thinking of a time, that one time on the bus, that one time on stage, that one time in the hotel room.
I didn't get the question. If we were, what?
A scent. Like, what would you smell like if you were going to
Oh, a
categorize
scent.
the
I
band as
thought
a
you
scent?
said. I heard two things. I thought you said a synth, like a synthesizer.
No.
Then I thought you said a Sith, like Sith Lord from Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
No,
Now
scent.
fucking.
But we will ask if
Okay,
you're a
a
Jedi or a
scent.
Sith person. So, just
A
depends.
scent.
It's a very odd question.
You came up with it. Were you high?
Probably.
High. You are high.
Well, because
you're
sometimes
always-
I think of like frankincense and coal and like, okay, I'm thinking of his band right now. That's what I would think because that's where sometimes that music takes me. It takes me into a little bit like you were talking about in a story. It takes you to a darker time. For me, it's certain smells, it's certain things. You know, you're putting all of your.
I think there's a
senses
word
together.
for that. I think there's a psychological term for that. I don't remember it right now. Where you get triggered by smells and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I does make because I mean, back when I could smell, I have no sense of smell. I can't smell a fucking thing ever. Back before I lost my sense of smell, I actually used to light incense whenever I would start sitting down and start writing. And I always lit this incense in particular. There was two of them. One was called Rain, which it was supposed to smell like, fresh.
Yeah, like nice fresh rain. Yeah.
And the other one was Vampire's Blood.
I like that one too.
Okay, I loved that one. So
That one's a good one.
I like lit and like got in the zone to start like writing, bass licks or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I take the question in two ways. One is what kind of scent do I associate with Urban Primate, and that's probably a kind of moldy basement kind of scent because that's where we usually hang around and do
I'm
shit.
saying.
But the music, I guess, could also have a scent, but I would need to ponder upon that.
Well, you ponder
some
away. If you ever figure it out, let me know because it is a different question and it does take people down a little bit of a different path. Because to me, music hits everything. It'll hit your sense of smell. It's going to hit how you act. It's going to hit in your future things that you do. So why not bring everything all in together to incorporate it together to make it enhance and be even better than what you already have it. So I try to
make it even more cryptic. I think it's kind of a blue smell.
Okay. We're in the bluesy scene.
I'm saying this could be a like down the road merch idea.
I know.
Incense.
Oh, incense.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to be making me some sound ejection incense, and everybody, all
Urban
the bands are
Primate
going to have their
incense.
different incense.
Maybe.
Hey,
Just saying.
It's a world where you got to market. You got to market.
Of course. Oh, half the revenue of bands comes from merchandise. So
Yeah.
the more you can get, the merrier.
Because
Exactly.
I'm thinking about who's your audience, right? Are these people that like incense, or are these people that I don't know, like being out in the water? You know,
Every
like real
metalhead likes
peaceful.
incense. If they say
Everybody
they don't,
likes
they're a fucking
incense.
liar. Every metalhead likes incense.
Of course.
Exactly.
Good portion of them, and I'm calling people out. A good portion of metalheads smoke pot. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Or they
Yep.
drink. One of the two.
If you're,
Drink beer and
you
smoke
smoke,
weed. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting here fucking drinking. Beer's my choice.
I'm innocent.
I think if you would put a beverage onto metal, it would be beer. Of course, it would.
Yeah,
I think
beer,
it would be, or whiskey. I
Beer.
either go beer or whiskey. Depends on how hard of metal I'm thinking about.
beer or whiskey, which is the two things that I fucking drink.
Exactly. So
I mean, I do partake in the marijuana every once in a while, but not
well,
as
you
much.
might smell like a Corona. Maybe your band smells like a Corona Beach Club. We don't know.
You know what? I don't know what to do with you sometimes. All right, so what you want to do next? You want to pick or you want to roll?
Let's roll one.
All right. 45. Where to go? All right. What is something on your bucket list that you would like to do?
As a band or personally?
As a band and person, both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As a band, a bucket list would definitely be playing at the metal festival that I told about we have in Denmark, the Copenhagen.
Okay.
That's kind of a benchmark for a band in Denmark to be on that bill. So that would definitely be a bucket list goal that would be accomplished if that were ever to happen.
It will. You'll do it.
Hopefully, one day. Personally, a bucket list.
You want to swim with sharks? You want to jump out of an airplane? You want to walk through fire?
He's like, no.
You want to get through the woods? I mean, I don't know. Like, go to space. You can go down to space.
No, I think it's my bucket list goals are more of a personal level or a more
Okay.
personal ambitions kind of goal where I want to be in life or where I want to see my kids being happy but that's not really bucket list. That's more of hopes and dreams for the future, I guess. A bucket list.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Iceland one day.
Okay. I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Isn't Iceland like, no, that's Greenland that's cold. It's like Iceland is nice and Greenland is cold. Is that what it is?
Iceland can be cold too, but there's more ice in Greenland than there is on Iceland.
That's confusing as fuck. But I do
And actually,
remember.
a little fun fact for you: Greenland is part of the Danish realm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Donald Trump he wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark from the Danish government when he had his first term.
Oh.
Because it's a good military strategic place because it's close to Russia. So if he could put military bases on there would be some leverage.
Yeah.
Well,
but we didn't sell it.
The only thing I remember about Iceland and Greenland was the fucking what Mighty Ducks movie was it? There's a Mighty Ducks movie where they talk about the difference between Iceland and Greenland, and I can't remember which one it is. And now I look like a big giant nerd.
There's like 5 freaking Mighty Ducks.
Well, I can say there's more ice on Greenland, and it's more green on Iceland.
That is confusing as shit.
Yeah.
How are they? Because I mean, if you think about it over time, maybe it was the opposite back in the day when they named these countries.
I don't think so, because Greenland, I think, have always been an icy. What do you call it when it's a half island or a very very big large island? It's always been icy, and that's where the Inuits, the snow Indian Eskimos, you call them also sometimes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
They've
indigenous.
always originated from there. It's like northern Canada and stuff like that.
Yeah, because aren't the Inuits in Denmark too?
If what?
Aren't they in Denmark as well?
Yeah, we have some because because Greenland is under the Danish realm, and there's only like 50,000 Greenlanders in populations, and some of them come to Denmark because there's a lot of poverty in Greenland, and it's harsh living qualities and stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
See, I don't do cold. I don't do cold. I like hot. Fucking hot. Hot as it could get, I'm good. Which is why I live in the South on an island, and it's hot and humid. Like today, it was like 76. It was almost 80 degrees here. So yeah, that's good for me.
we're right now in Denmark. We are down to, I don't know, in Fahrenheit. We have Celsius that.
Oh yeah, Fahrenheit.
But we're around the 5-6 Celsius degrees right now.
Brr.
That shit.
He would be
I don't
crying.
know what that is. If that's like 20 degrees, 30 degrees Fahrenheit or something like
I
that.
want to say it's like 30. I
Mm.
think. Could be wrong. But that's cold.
no.
I'm looking it up.
5 degrees Celsius is 41 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Well, hey, we were off by like.
We're around there right now. It'll get lower. It'll get to 30.
Nope, fuck that. Too cold.
He'd be in a corner crying.
Well,
Too cold.
the beautiful thing about it is we have all the 4 seasons in its most beautiful. Our summers are great. They're not too hot. They're perfect when it's the perfect summer weather in Denmark. It's the greatest. We have spring in the most beautiful way, the fall, the winter.
Yeah, all the seasons.
You
I love all the
appreciate the seasons more when you have them like that.
Yeah, I love the seasons.
Nope. I don't.
Nope. He wants to be on an island with coconuts for the rest of his life.
Nope.
That's all he wants.
I want hot weather, beach, coconuts, palm. I love my palm trees. I got palm trees right out the front door. I love my palm trees. That's what I take. Hell
well,
no.
we love going on vacation to places with palm trees and where it's hot. So
yeah.
Oh, I like my heat.
Let's roll.
All right.
Roll we go.
Roll 'em, Mojo.
22. All right. What would be an ideal filming spot for a video for your band? So if you can go anywhere and make any kind of video that you want, wherever you want it, where would that be?
Unlimited budget. Like money doesn't even exist.
Good question.
It's like the dream. I know mine's crazy, but I do have a few bands that want to do it with me, so I'm good.
You just
I'm going
I
to
think maybe it's hard to location wise. I was thinking stuff like a cave or something like that, but that's not really.
Hey, I'm going to space, so it can be wherever you want.
That would be cool as well.
You're going all by your goddamn self.
No, you know how many bands are like, yeah, I'll go. I might have different players from each band. Hopefully I'll get a whole band in.
When y'all
I don't think
I don't want to hear shit.
I don't think our locations would need to be that extravagant. It's more about the atmosphere. So it could be an abandoned building. It could be, it would be some kind of not too pretty, not too. It would have to be some kind of a rough area in some way.
Yeah, we've gotten Dracula's Castle. That's one of the ones that a lot of people like to.
No, that's too
gothic.
Too superficial. The thing, like I said, metal for us is a conveying of emotion very much, and dealing with the struggles of life internally, mostly thoughts of on your own self, on humanity as a whole, and it's not very thematic in that way of it's gothic or it's
Yeah. So what on
yeah,
how about on top of like a pyramid or something?
that's too sunny.
Ah!
maybe in the tomb of Tutankhamun or something like that.
See, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
That would be dope.
That would be kind of cool. Or just out in the freaking out where the pyramids are at, having them.
I feel like you'd have to write a song in like the Egyptian scale and be like fucking use a Nile as like some of your fucking influence on that shit.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, I got you. So you want to roll or do you want to pick?
Have we done number 4?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
we did.
have.
Number 16.
Number 16 is going to be what song bring back good memories to you? So if you're going to think about your childhood or maybe in the early adulthood, that there's just one song where you're like, that's my jam.
Oh, there's a lot of songs that's my jam, but if I would, I think the one I think about, I have to think about. The song that comes to my mind is my mom is not alive anymore, but she was a major Beatles fan.
Okay. That's a good.
Okay.
So I think In My Life with the Beatles is a song that pops in my head that I remember listening to with my mom walking around. I just get this song in my head. There are places I remember.
That's a good song. I like that song.
And that gives me a good feeling from my childhood.
Well, that's good. I like to hear happy memories, because music does bring a lot of happy memories. It doesn't always bring those negative feelings and memories that a lot of people, focus on.
No, I actually had a good childhood, and I can thank my mom a lot for my music. Some of my musical inspirations. She was a big music fan. Loved Elvis, loved the Beatles, ABBA, Queen, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So that certainly laid a foundation.
Definitely.
I definitely understand that one. So on that, we're actually getting close to time. So where do you guys as a band, where do you like to communicate with your fans the most? Like what social media platforms do you use the most? Where can they get your music? And most importantly, if you have merchandise available, where can they get that?
Mostly we communicate through, we're all, every one of us is over 30. So mostly it's Facebook.
Okay.
And Instagram is where we primarily use as apps and social media platforms.
Gotcha.
You can get our music. We don't really put out physical music anymore. That's too expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
So mostly we can be found on your favorite streaming service.
Gotcha. I know you're on YouTube as well. That's where I got.
We're on YouTube. We have a couple of videos on YouTube. And merchandise is something we mostly sell at our shows.
Yeah.
But you can contact us, and we have a couple of T-shirts and stuff like that. So if there's any interest, we could send some if they contact us through Instagram or Facebook.
Gotcha. So on that, we are out of here this evening. And of course, before we go, we're going to play a music video from Urban Primate, of course, so you can check out their music for you that have not heard them. And there's actually quite a few you watching right now. So check out their music video. Please go check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Go follow them. do all the socials. Let's help them get over into the States and spread them through the States. And on that, we love you guys. Have a fantastic night. Thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you. Thank you for thank you for letting me be here. I enjoyed it very much.
Absolutely. All right. Here we go.
Look into my eyes and tell me why you feel repulsive. Won't you try to set aside the need to feel so sorry? You work too hard to close your mind so you believe you're sorry. I can't help but put you down and try to break your glory. I can't break you. Tonight is time, I'm sorry I have brought you there. I tried to hide inside your mind, but lost my way. How can you be so comfortable with being helpless? Do you want to keep on feeling undermined and worthless? Everyone here can see past your cries when you're dishonest.